Hello, geometry students. We're starting chapter 11, which is going to focus on finding polygons, areas. And so in section 11-1, we're going to focus on parallelograms and triangles. And so first we need to get our formulas for area, and we're going to focus on parallelograms. I already have a parallelogram drawn.
Coach Stats, report to the office, Coach Stats.
And it says identify the parts. This is going to be my base, and this is going to be my height. And so to find the area of a parallelogram, you're going to take base times height. We're also going to focus on triangles in this section, and so I have to identify my parts. So the bottom, I have two different triangles here. I have an equilateral triangle, and I also have an obtuse triangle. Your bottom is going to be called your base, and then your height is going to be the perpendicular line to the base. In this example, that one is going on the inside of the triangle. On the obtuse one, it's going on the outside of the triangle. And so to find the area of a triangle, you take your base times your height and then divide by 2. And those formulas you should be familiar with from middle school. So let's move on to the problems that we have in our notes sheets. Examples number 1 and number 2 say find the area of the following and leave it in exact form. So that means we're going to leave these in radical form is what we're going to do. Number 1 is a parallelogram, and so I'm going to have to find the area. So I need my base and my height. I see I have my base of 24. I have to find the height. Okay, so now I'm going to move my height over to the other side right here as long as it's running parallel. And I'm going to pull this triangle out to help me find that. That's a 60-degree angle. This is going to be a right angle. That's a 30-degree angle. All the sides are equal in this parallelogram. So I'm going to write 24 right there. So do you guys see here that I have a 30, 60, 90 triangle? And so there's a number of ways that you can figure out your height. We had our formulas. Hypotenuse equals 2 short legs, and then our long leg equals square root of 3 times our short leg. And so this is going to be my long leg. So in order to find my long leg, I'm going to need the short leg, and I don't have that. But a short leg, 2 short legs, gives me my hypotenuse. So if 24 is my hypotenuse, my short leg is going to be 12. Now, what I could have done in this example is I could have made this into an equilateral triangle, 60, 60, 60. All sides would have been equal. So do you see this would have been 12 and that would have been 12. So I could have found 12 another way for the short leg. My height here is my long leg. So now I need to take the square root of 3 times my short leg. My short leg is 12. So my height is going to be square root of 3 times 12. So my height is 12 root 3. So now I'm going to plug that into my area formula. Area equals, your base is 24 and your height is 12 root 3. So we're going to leave them in radical form. So we're going to have 12 times 24, and then we're going to have root 3. And 12 times 24 is 288 root 3. And then my label, I need to have a label, inches squared. So not only are we working on our formulas for finding our area, but we're also reviewing our 30, 60, 90 triangle relationships. Let's take a look at example number 2. I have to find the area of another parallelogram, so I'm going to need to have my base and my height. Separator here. I have my base, which is 30. I need to find my height. I'm going to move that over here. That's what I'm going to do, and I'm going to work with this triangle. This is going to be 45. That's 45, and this is 90. Opposite sides are parallel on a parallelogram, so that's going to be 15 right there. In our 45, 45, 90, our hypotenuse equals root 2 times your leg. And 15 is my hypotenuse. So I'm going to take root 2, and I am looking for this height. So now divide by root 2, doing some radical work, which is good. It's improper mathematics to leave the radical on the bottom, so go ahead, multiply by root 2, multiply by root 2. So you get 15 root 2. Square root of 2 times square root of 2 is 4, square root of 4 is 2. So now I have my height. So my area equals 30 times 15 root 2 over 2. I can cancel here. That'll get me a 15. So now my area is 15 times 15, 225. Leave it in radical form, so root 2 feet squared. So we're focusing on our 30, 60, 90 and our 45, 45, 90 in this lesson. Let's look at example number 3. The height of a parallelogram is 3 times its base. If the area of a parallelogram is 972 square inches, find its base and its height. So I've already got my parallelogram drawn. And so it says that the height of the parallelogram is 3 times its base. So I don't know the base, so I'll call it B. And the height is 3 times the base, so I'm going to call that 3B. They give me the area. So I'm going to take my area, 972, equals, area is base times height. My base is B. My height is 3B. I'm going to simplify. This is 3B squared equals 972. Divide by 3. That gets me 324. Is B squared. Go ahead and take the square root. Square root of 324 is 18. Okay, now you have to pay attention and see what they're asking for here. They're asking you for the base and the height. So when I come back up here, I look and I say, okay, my base is 18. My height is 3B. So I need to take 3 times 18 to get my height. And 3 times 18 is 54. So now the base of the parallelogram is 18 inches and the height is 54. All right, let's take a look at our last example. It's about a logo. The logo for an engineering company is on a poster at a job fair. The logo consists of 2 triangles that have the dimensions shown. What are the perimeter and the area of each triangle? So you have to find separate triangles here, people. So I'm going to pull out triangle 1. This is 20, and this is 25. So they're asking me to find the area. So I'm going to take my base, which is 20, multiply it by my height, which is 25, and then I'm going to divide by 2. So triangle 1's area equals, I can cancel, that's 10. So 250 inches squared. That's my area. Next I have to find my perimeter. Now perimeter is going to be adding up the sides. See, I have 20. I see I have 25 plus, I don't have the hypotenuse yet. I need to find that. So I need to do Pythagorean theorem in this example. I'm going to take my 20 squared and my 25 squared, and I need to find my hypotenuse squared. So I'm going to take 20 squared and 25 squared. I get 1,025 equals my hypotenuse squared. I'm going to take the root of that. We're still working on exact answers, so don't be punching that in your calculator and writing down a decimal. I need to simplify that. Now when I see it ending in 25, I think 25 goes into that, and so I take 1,025 divided by 25, and I'm getting 41 times 25 is 1,025. So now the square root of 25 is 5. I'm going to leave root 41 there because I can't simplify it. So I'm going to come right up here. I'm going to write that in there, which was 5 root 41. Now I really need to simplify that perimeter. I need to add those two numbers together. So my perimeter equals 20 and 25 is 45 plus 5 root 41, and it would be inches. I could do the exact same thing for triangle 2. Why don't you guys go ahead and calculate that out. I will write the answers down. Triangle 2 area equals 312.5 inches squared, and then triangle 2's perimeter equals 50 plus 25 root 2 inches. All right, you guys have a great evening, and I'll see you in class tomorrow.